What's up, wrestling fans? This is Ratman Rich Fulmer with your Ratt Report. So now I have a page. It's on Facebook, the Ratt Report. I might change it to the Rat's Nest or something, or I might do it. But come down and check it out. Like it, don't like it. But all my videos are going to be posted there. And I'm going to start this new thing. Somebody had asked me if I could cover more stuff other than TNA. Thinking about it, I think it's a great idea. I could cover all indie people. I'm thinking about doing other things. If you have any ideas, write them in the comments below. Come like my page. Tell me what you want me to do next, and I'll do it. I'll stand on my head and spit jelly beans. I can do a headstand, but I've never tried to spit jelly beans. I'm willing to buy a pack of jelly beans to do it just for you, so I can do it. Might look like a fool, but hey, I'm standing here and you're watching me. So who's the more fool, the fool or the fool who follows? Speaking of which, I'm going to do this new segment, probably not tonight, but I might do one tomorrow. I'm going to cover indie characters, indie wrestlers, from bigger like ROH, might do some TNA guys, no WW, whatever they are up north, Dancing Bunnies. It'll be more like covering guys like Ricochet and Miss Dyslexia and AR Fox and Rich Swann, maybe Samoa Joe or Sonata, TJ Perkins. We know who he is, Manic, of course. But anyway, I'm going to call it the Meh Report. Meh. Meh. It means so many different things. Meh. Like, damn, I never realized that. Boy, that's a novel idea. Meh. Or, meh, it's time for breakfast. Or, meh, damn. But you can take it any way you want. But it's going to be called the Meh Report. In this case, it'll be meh or meh. Or neither or something. I'm just going to call it the Meh Report. Anyway, TNA, just got to watching it tonight. That means by the time you watch this, it's going to be Saturday. Because it's 11:30 p.m. here on the East Coast. And that's where I am. See, it's dark outside. Do you see that? See, it's dark outside? Yeah. So anyway, kind of late on it. I said it was going to be Friday, but I'm doing it on Friday. Oh well, schedule sucks, but so does life. So anyway, A-Dub comes out and lays out a challenge. He says maybe I could do it for Gail Kim, which I knew Gail Kim was going to be thrown in there. Later on, maybe I'll challenge the Wolves for the tag team championships by himself. Interesting concept. But no. He says maybe I'll challenge Joe for the X Division title. I'm waiting for him to get to Bobby Lashley, and Samoa Joe comes out and says, if you're going to be challenging anybody, you're going to challenge me. Where does Joe get off doing any kind of dickhead-tating? I mean, really, I would have liked to see A-Dub versus Lashley. I understand they're trying to build for this Bobby Roode-Lashley feud, but, you know, which could be epic in the end, or it could just be really bad. I don't know, time will tell. But Joe comes out, he says, yeah, you're going to challenge me. Austin Aries, of course, being the longest former reigning and defending X Division champion, accepts the challenge. I seen Austin Aries when he had his X Division title reign, defeating everybody that got in front of him. I think he went like 9 months undefeated. And most of the matches were against DJZ Ion, who just got annihilated every time. I seen it live in Elmira, New York. It was exactly like every other match you've seen. I think Zima Ion is good, but he is not great like Austin Aries. I'm sorry. I'm an Austin Aries fan. I can be like that. I can take my fans. I can like them and do whatever I want because it's a free country, and I really don't care anyway. A-Dub is one of my favorites. When you look back at, maybe I'll do a segment on this. When you look back at pro wrestling, like when I look back on pro wrestling, I take my favorites. Sting, Ric Flair are my all-time favorite. And a tag team, I've said this before, the Road Warriors and Team 3D. Team 3D is still going. They're still involved in it, but that's what makes them great. 24-time World Tag Team Champions. I can't go wrong in liking them. They might become 25-time World Tag Team Champions, which, by the way, Bully Ray pulls that out tonight, pulls the card out. We're going to be 25-time World Tag Team Champions, recognizing their current reign as the 2CW Tag Team Champions. Makes them number 24. Just throwing that out there. So they had a really good match. Aries, get back to this. Aries and Joe, they've had feuds that have dated back in great matches. Have dated back to their times in ROH for the ROH title. Man, and they back and forth. One time one wins, one time the other one wins. And they kind of go back and forth like this. Joe won. It was a good match. The flying suicida that Aries came out, hit Joe on the side of the head, that was epic. Epic. You tell me who can do a better one. Probably could have been better, but not at that caliber. See, Joe, Aries, both of them. You know what I mean? AJ Styles is one of my favorite wrestlers. He is my all-time favorite wrestler right now. From this modern day, AJ Styles. Austin Aries is right up there with him. Daniel Bryan's right up there with him. So it's 3 and number 1 spot for my favorites. I'll cheer for them all day. I don't care if they grow out a beard and they wear this custodian jumper suit that WWE made Daniel Bryan wear for like one match or 2 or 3 matches, I think, and then they didn't see any future in that, and I'm glad that they changed it. But Joe wins anyway. Back to the subject. Joe wins. Was supposed to be a rear naked choke, but really it was a reverse chin lock. It looked like Joe had his arm there, but instead of it being in the back of the head, it just kind of like rested. So maybe Joe had injured his wrist or something, but it was a real lazily done. It wasn't a rear naked choke. It wasn't even close. It was a reverse chin lock. Anyway, Joe wins it. I understand. A-Dub's contract is due to be up soon, and I'll cover it. I'll try to follow along with it as much as I can. And he's scheduled to be at Bound for Glory, but who knows? I'm not sure exactly when Aries' contract's going to be up, but I know that it's up. The same with Bully Ray's was up, and I think they re-signed it because he's also going to be at Bound for Glory. Which I'll cover that later on during the weekend. EC3 and Spud, they've gotten to be a joke again. You know, I was hoping that EC3 was going to go through this change and have this kind of... I don't want to compare him to Jake Roberts, but Jake Roberts, you know, had this bad boy image. He was the heel. He was... And then all of a sudden, like, he went through this transformation and became a little more aggressive. And I thought EC3 was going that way with it. I thought it was going to be more of an aggressive, more of a... EC3 is now going to come out of his shell and start making a name for himself and not have Rockstar Spud always interfering in the matches. And you know, he started humiliating Rockstar Spud. Like, I kind of felt bad for the little man. I mean, let's look at this. EC3 is no talent. I don't even know how many moves he has, but he might have maybe 5. Maybe. He might have as much as John Cena has, or less. Maybe as much as the Great Khali has. Or, you know, it's easy to go to WWE to compare because a lot of their talent out there are untalented. Rockstar Spud beat Cliff Compton. Look it up on YouTube. I swear on all that is... I'm looking around. I swear on all that is alpha that Rockstar Spud, it's on YouTube, beats Cliff Compton for the OVW title. This was a while ago. This didn't just happen. This is a while ago. And it was... He held that TV title for 59 days, which is... And he defended it. Defended it. Rockstar Spud has a little bit of talent. He's just really small. And he's in a big man's world. He needs to go more X Division. Put him out there against... You brought Shark Boy back. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why you would bring in this guy who thinks he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, shell, yeah! I don't even know. I don't know. It was dumb. They brought him back against Manic. I'm skipping ahead here. But he jobbed out. He got up on the ropes and he's coughing. He's up on the corner. He's 1, 2, 3. He was more like Abyss. Slow. Out of breath easily. And they put him against Manic. Come on. Put Manic against Kenny King. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see Shark Boy versus Manic. I want to see Manic versus Kenny King versus anybody else. Sonata. Tajiri. Put him against Tajiri. Listen, TJ Perkins is one of the best out there. He comes from ROH. He comes from all over the place. He wrestled in the tournament for the Battle of Los Angeles. He won the first round. I think he won the second round. He was knocked out in the third, but he is good. And Shark Boy, put Rockstar Spud, this is my point, put Rockstar Spud against Shark Boy. Start him out somewhere. You're going to sign the guy. Put him against Rockstar Spud. If anything, Shark Boy can use his weight on him because he's put on a whole lot of weight. Put him against... There you go. Put him against Crazy Mike from the Menagerie. The circus version of Aces and Eights. I don't know. If you're listening to this, you missed that. If you're watching it, I'm sorry. Anyway. So Eric Young comes out. Now, I understand Eric Young coming to Bobby Roode's aid and to the aid of somebody else Samoa Joe and being a part of that, but they putting him against EC3. I'm hoping that that's the last time they ever fight. EC3 won with Rockstar Spud. God, EC3 ripped his jacket, made an ass of him, made him look like a fool, and then Rockstar Spud gets up on the apron, he gets involved, referee's distracted, EC3 hits EY in the yam bag, gives him the one-timer, pins him, referee all of a sudden turns around, oh, there's something going on in the ring now, I gotta go turn around, and hey, look, a guy's laid out and the other guy's laid on top of him. Alright, I think I'm gonna count now. Way to pay attention, man. Way to pay attention. So EC3 wins. It was kind of crappy, but if it wasn't for drama and controversy, and professional wrestling wouldn't be where it is today. Look at Hulk Hogan. Anyway, I gotta put that aside. It was Earl Hebner. He's an old man. I understand. It's drama. It's pro wrestling. It's the way it is. But EC3 is not better than EY. I'm sorry. So, moving on. The next segment was Anderson and I wasn't gonna bring this up, but Anderson and Melendez. I forgot his name already. I don't think he should be in the ring right now. I think he needs a whole lot of training. I think that the leg, and I'm not trying to go against anybody because, listen, I dislocated my shoulder 9 times, and I learned how to tie my shoes with one hand. Tie my shoes with a hoop with one hand. That's talent. These fingers have done many, many good things. With that said, Mr. Anderson was totally reading a teleprompter the entire time. You can see it. I understand he's got that kind of looking away arrogance to him, but you know when somebody's reading a teleprompter. You know it. It's around here. There's a car dealer called Beep, and the one guy on there is named Beep Beep, but he talks, and you can see he's reading the teleprompter during his commercials. There's another car company that the guy is not a car company, it's a car dealership. The guy says, huge. He must be peeping. But you can't tell that he's reading a teleprompter because they don't have them in the face. They're back, shades on. I understand. You got lines to read. You can read them. A lot of actors do it. It's more often than none. Every president in the United States have had somebody else write their speech for them, and they read it off the teleprompter, or they read it out of a notebook sitting in front of them on the podium. Everybody knows it. It's the way it goes. I have sticky notes on my side. It's on my computer. And I look at it every now and again. So you see me looking down at something. That's exactly what I'm doing. I understand. I just thought they could have done a better job at hiding it. That's all. Don't try to act because you can't act. And if you try to act, you're going to look like a fool. Fool? No, look like fool! Anyway, I had to do it. I just don't think that TNA needs to do the acting part of professional wrestling. I think that they all need to cut promos, and then they need to come out and they need to wrestle. Don't try to act, because we've seen it so many times, and I don't know where Hulk Hogan got the idea of, or anybody got the idea of trying to act. It's just not. It doesn't happen. This is why WWE people have more movies out there than TNA guys and girls. You know, because they don't act. I was given a fortune cookie, and I'm going to read it. I know this is random, but this is why this is a Ratt Report. Meh. 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 See? It was yummy. It was put together, and my twister Tracy gave it to me. Here it is. See? It's if you can read Japanese or Chinese or any kind of else ease. And there you go. You only treasure what you cannot possess.
In bed.
In bed.
Mine. If you love something, set it free. If it returns, keep it and love it forever. In bed.
I don't know if you heard that or not, but that was a good one too. So anyway, where was I? Gail Kim versus HAVOC. I have waited all week for this, and I want to thank people. I won't mention names, but somebody ruined this for me. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Shit happens. But I was happy at the outcome at the end, and that's all that matters to me right now. It didn't go quite the way I would have liked, or the way I'd hoped, the way it started. It started with a bang. Oh yeah, okay, I'm sorry. See, I read things. I got lost in what I write. I once had a job where they told me you're not allowed to fill out documents because you cannot write. You're sloppy writing. This is on a computer. This is printed out. I can't rip it off and show you, but this is printed out on my computer, and I can't read it. Maybe I'm dyslexic. Something. I don't know. Need to go back to school or something. But anyway, on with it. I look forward to this match all week. I'm talking from beginning to end. As soon as HAVOC won it, I predicted it. I predicted her winning the title. And I'll get to that later. Yes, HAVOC is our new Knockouts champion. Woo! I think this is awesome, man. The fact that we have, I look at alpha female the same way. Big, you're female, and you're a badass, and you're not afraid to show it. That's why I like HAVOC. HAVOC came out, attacked Gail Kim from behind, and I would say it was an unjustified thing, but hey, this is HAVOC. She knows that she's going against somebody who is top-notch, veteran, the best female wrestler in the world, active right now. I would like to have seen Sarah Del Rey versus Gail Kim. Maybe I have. Maybe it's out there and I just don't know where to find it. But right now, as far as I know, they've never wrestled before, and I want to see that match. If let's do this. If homework time, if you know that there is a Gail Kim versus Sarah Del Rey, post it to my page, the Ratt Report, because I want to see it. You're free to post it there. Send it to me through a messenger. Just post it right to the wall. You can message it to me if you want. It's always open, but I prefer you share it out there in public so everybody can see it. If there is a Gail Kim versus Sarah Del Rey, I want to watch it. Post it to my wall. There you go. But anyway, this match, it started out in a bang. I'm talking Gail Kim kicked HAVOC in the side of the head. HAVOC had her in a hammerlock, bear hug sort of thing. Smashed Gail Kim's shoulder into the ring post, and then drove her down with a I call it the Hammerlock Spine Buster. You could call it the Havoc Bomb, the Havoc Buster, call it whatever you want. But that move was awesome. And that move helped her win the Knockouts title tonight. It was a Hammerlock Spine Buster, Havoc Buster, Havoc Slam, Havoc Driver, because you drove her down hard. The Bukkake Driver, you call it whatever you want, but it won her. And then a choke slam. I'm breaking this up a bit. This was in 2 different matches. Gail Kim had to get help into the back from the initial attack, the initial match, which, like it or not, Havoc ran through Gail Kim. In the beginning, yeah, she attacked her from behind, but Gail Kim turned around and fought back and gave Havoc a hell of a match. They should have went in the ring. They should have had the fight there, and then carried it out, and then ended it in the ring. But it's not how it worked out. Gail Kim took a bump, dislocated shoulder. She had to get helped into the back. But when you look at it, I just want to throw this out there. I've had 9 shoulder dislocations. This shoulder, it hurts. Hurts like hell. And Gail Kim screaming when Havoc had her in the Rings of Saturn, that scream is exactly how it feels when you try to move a dislocated shoulder. My dislocated shoulder. I have a nephew who can pop shoulder out, put it back in. Pop it out, put it back in. And he laughs while he does it. It hurts me. It hurts me. It hurts. Just want to throw that out there. But anyway, so Gail Kim came back out. She said she wanted to fight. She came back out later on, a few matches later, and had one hell of a main event. I'll cover that a little bit later. I don't want to get to that because TNA having a knockouts a knockouts main event is huge. It's big. We've had X Division main events before, but we've never had, very seldom do we see a female main event, unless it's a female pay-per-view. WWE don't do that. It's all scheduled around John Cena. Can't see me. You can't see me. You can't see me because I don't know anything. Anyway, was that rude? I don't think so. So anyway, the Wolves come out. Now Gail Kim got help backstage. I'll stop there. Gail Kim got help backstage, screaming, crying. She was in a lot of pain. The Wolves come out and try to announce their stipulations, which I called it. And I really don't like being able to predict things. It gives me a little something on my shoulder, but I don't like to predict things because that means that the product is becoming predictable again. And I'm glad that they were in Bethlehem. This was a great show tonight, and they've been on a roll, but don't become predictable. Don't do that because you're going to lose fans again. You're gaining them. You're gaining momentum. About to go to another channel, another network, and last thing you want to do is lose your fans. You know, it's like doing this, having a product that's predictable and changing networks is like having all your friends and then jumping into a dark hole and your friends didn't follow. Why? Because they don't like you. That's why. That's why you're all by yourself. And this is what TNA is kind of getting at. It's being predictable. Well, I will jump head first right after TNA because I like it. I'm a diehard TNA fan. If WWE was to jump into a dark hole, I would be like, bye, Send me a postcard if you can. I'll stand here at the event horizon and say, hello down there. And WWE won't because they're too far down. TNA, I'd be like, hey, wait, that looks like fun. Woo! And off I would go. But anyway, back on the subject. See, I get carried away. Team 3D comes out and says, oh, whatever, runs their mouth. Hardys come out, they run their mouth. Everybody starts fighting, and they say this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a Full Metal Mayhem, which in WWE terms is a tableless ladders and chairs match, also known as the TLC match. I predicted it. I knew it was going to happen. The Wolves are going to win this series. That's my prediction. And we're going to move on. And Team 3D is going to stay 24-time World Tag Team Champions. And that's the way it's going to go. Maybe they'll get another one somewhere else. They can go to New Japan. But other than that, I really don't see the Hardys or Team 3D winning it. Unless they want to make their Team 3D be this team that has, like, Ric Flair. I always compare things. You ever notice that? I always compare things. Ric Flair, 22-time World Heavyweight Champion. Not 16-time like WWE wants to say. 22-time World Tag Team Champion. Or World Heavyweight Champion. Nobody, maybe seen as the closest to reaching that at 15, but nobody's going to touch 22 times. Nobody's going to touch 22 times unless they have a company behind them like WWE and John Cena. You can't see me! You can't see me! You just can't see me! Cause I'm invisible! So anyway, that's how it's going to be. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be next week. On Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. Spike. TNA. It's going to be a good one. Full Metal Mayhem. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm really looking forward to the Wolves winning. That's my prediction. Personally, I want Team 3D to win. Best tag team out there today. Best tag team out there. Best tag team out there. I'm just going to say that. The only other team that comes close to that is the Road Warriors. See my dilemma? Road Warriors, Team 3D, Young Bucks. Young Bucks are 15-time World Tag Team Champions. Wow. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm getting at here? The Young Bucks might be the next tag team who dominate. And they hold multiple tag team titles. Their most recent, they're going against Team 3D. They're going against Team 3D for the 2CW titles. Hey, I would be happy if I watched that match. I would be happy one team or another, you know, to win. If I was to say I would rather Team 3D win, but I would like to see the Young Bucks win because they need that bang. They need that jump. They're IWGP Junior World Tag Team Champions right now. They were IWGP and ROH Tag Team Champions at the same time. They're still IWGP Tag Team Champions. Can you imagine if they beat Team 3D? Oh my God! That would be... my penis would twitch. Just because it's the Young Bucks beating my favorite tag team. Young Bucks are one of my favorites. They're young, they're cocky, they're douchebags, but you know what? They've got talent, and that's not something that everybody out there possesses. As a tag team, they're brothers. You know, you take brother tag teams. Let's Team 3D aside, Road Warriors aside, Briscoes, Harlem Heat. The list goes on with brother tag team. The freaking Briscoes. Speaking of the Briscoes, Jay and Mark Briscoe, Jerry, the other Briscoes. Think about it. Just think about it. Brother tag teams always work out. Look at the U.S. Express. They didn't last that long, and at the time they were brother-in-laws. But look at it that way. Brother tag teams always work, and they always hold so many titles before they're done. And Team 3D are as close to being brothers as the Bucks, the Jacksons. But Team 3D and Bully Ray, I said it before, throws it out there. He is 25. They are 25-time World Tag Team Champions. 24-time World Tag Team Champions, going for the 25th. If it was going to be Road Warriors versus Team 3D, it's fucking Road Warriors. Because I really don't think that the Team 3D can hold their own against the Road Warriors. Both teams 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I don't think that they could do it. I'm talking Team 3D as they were 10 years ago versus Road Warriors of 20 years ago. Do you understand? I think it would be a heck of a match, but I think the Road Warriors would dominate them. So James Storm comes out with this Redneck Revolution, Manic and Sonata. And I covered this earlier. I said this earlier. Shark Boy. Oh, shell, yeah. I don't feel comfortable with saying that. I'm sorry. And I'm glad that I never have to say that again, because I called my own shots in this. But I have to do it one more time, because it's like a train wreck. You just can't get enough, right? Oh, shell, yeah. I'm always going to put my head down when I say that. Oh, Shark Boy. You know, I'm out of shape. I stopped working out a few months ago, just because, I was focusing on everything else. And I put on a little bit. I started putting my weight back on. But this guy went from muscle and built really nice build to this. I don't even know. He's not quite as big as Samoa Joe as far as size goes, but he definitely packed on at least 50 pounds or better. I seen him in a few indie shows, not live, but I seen him advertised for some indie shows, and I'm surprised that he let himself go like he did, because, yeah, he still has some muscle build, but he has a hell of a gut on him too, man. He's like, remember when Tatanka did that? Back in the day, he had flat stomach and muscle. He got with the $1 Million Corporation and gained a bunch of weight. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to Shark Boy. Hey, at least he's healthy. At least he doesn't look healthy. But maybe he's not doing drugs or anything like that. But at least he's not doing steroids. So that's a plus. It's just sad to see somebody like Shark Boy, who had a heck of a run in WCW, to now doing his shell, yeah, things that he does. I don't even know. But anyway, Manic wins with a this really bugged me, with a frog splash. I don't even know. Maybe, put him against Kenny King. I said it before. Manic versus Kenny King versus Zema Ion versus Austin Aries. Put him against Sonata again. I'd like to see that. Bring Sanjay Dutt back and put him against him. Put him against Jay Lethal. I don't know. Do something better with him than putting him against Shark Boy and Water Girl, or Fire Girl and Shark Boy, or Lava Girl and Shark Boy. That's what it was. Or Lava Boy and Shark Girl. Lava. It was one or the other. Lava Boy or Lava Girl, Shark Boy was a show for kids. Those who correct me if you want to. I really don't care. It was Shark Boy and Lava Girl or something like that. That's what I think of when I see Shark Boy anymore. It was entertaining for kids, and that's about it. Should not have come back. Should not have come back. I understand you got a job to put somebody over, but, you know, does Matic really need to be put over? Really? Does TJ Perkins need to be put over? I don't believe he does. Not as TJ Perkins, not as Matic, not as anybody, not as Suicide. He doesn't need to be put over because he's already over. Shark Boy, would have been nice to see him get put over tonight, but, you know, that's not going to happen with that, I don't know, 100-pound belly that he put on. I exaggerate. I do exaggerate. But, you know. So, MVP comes up. Kenny King comes up with him backstage. Anderson and Melendez, they exchange words. Mr. Anderson says, I challenge you. Kenny King. MVP says, no, you challenge me. You know, if you want to get to my boyfriend, you're going to have to go through me. If you're going to have to go through me to get to my boyfriend, you're going to have to go through me first, because I'm a badass, and I love it, and I love you. Oh, my God. So anyway, so he accepts the challenge. It was an okay back and forth. I seen somewhere at beginning of the week before TNA aired this week that why put two people in the ring that never face each other? Au contraire. Actually, MVP has wrestled both with Mr. Kennedy and versus Kane versus Undertaker, and they've also tag teamed with each other, and they've been in multi opponent matches. So they know each other. They come from WW whatever, and they've worked together many times. Don't fool yourself. They've worked together. Come on, they came from the same company. You can't tell me that they're not going to face each other sometime, especially as WW whatever. Anyway, so came out Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson versus MVP. Of course, you know, Kenny King had to interfere, and MVP won, of course. I don't know. I don't like MVP. I completely can't stand MVP. I don't think he's that good, and I'm going to argue this point. I don't think MVP is that good. He's okay. He's good as an entertainer. Don't get me wrong. He's in good health. He has some good moves, but I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like his character. I don't like his person. I don't like his work in the ring. I am not a fan. I'm not a fan. Put MVP versus Shark Boy. Oh, shell, yeah! I'm doing it. I can't stop doing it. It's like a train wreck. You can't help but to keep looking. I can't help but to keep doing it. Bobby Roode comes out. He calls out Bobby Lashley, challenges Bobby Lashley for another match. Of course, MVP and Kenny King are with him, and MVP gets involved and says no, challenge not accepted. Bobby Lashley has been kind of, I don't know how to explain it, how to say it. He's kind of like, he looks at MVP and Kenny King as, okay, you guys are just in my way. You guys You guys just need to, you know, that look that he gave MVP when MVP cut him off tonight was the topping on the cake. I think that Bobby Lashley is going to, he's just going to flip on MVP, and I really hope so. I hope that he puts MVP out of wrestling permanent. I don't like MVP. I don't like him. It's not a Hulk Hogan hatred. I just don't like him. I don't want to see him. He came into TNA. I thought it would be a good idea. I understand it was a storyline, but at the same time, the way he carried himself when he came in, I was like, oh, this is why I don't like MVP. I'm sophisticated because I have a suit on, but I'm not really sophisticated. I'm just a business guy and doing storylines, and you know what I'm gonna do for you, because you can do for me. No, MVP, you need to go away. And I really hope that Bobby Lashley does it. As far as Kenny King goes, that's neither here nor there. I'd like to see him in more matches in the X Division, but I don't like his cockiness. I understand you have a character. When you're a professional wrestler, you have a character. Austin Aries' character is a arrogant asshole. Mr. Anderson is a major asshole. I respect that and I like that. But I also like Kenny King's in-ring work more than his out-of-ring character. I'm the king of the night. Anyway, yeah, so he's like, no, Bobby Roode is like, come on, man, what the F? Really? You're gonna just leave? And then they all walked off. There's a card for Bound for Glory, and there is no World Heavyweight title announced. It's still early yet. We still have 2 more weeks yet. It's going to be the 12th, which is the Sunday of October here in the States, and it probably, for us, it's going to be, for Japan, it's going to be right on time. It's going to be like 7 o'clock bell time. For us, that bell time would be 4 a.m. Monday morning. Get it? So we won't even see it until the following Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. It's not going to be a Sunday for us. A Sunday for us is going to be a regular Sunday with no pay-per-views. For Japan, it's going to be pay-per-views. And for us, it's going to be, the 12th, I might be waking up to go to work. No, I have the 12th off. I have the 13th off too. No, I work the 12th. 13th I have off. Yes. So, there you go. I'm not going to be watching anyways. I'll catch it Thursday. I said Thursday. I meant it'll be aired Wednesday. I will catch it Thursday. Get it? Or Friday. I think I work a 3-day that week, so it might even be Friday night when I get to watch it about the same time. So then I'll do the Ratt Report thereafter. So anyway, Gail Kim decides she's gonna fight. She comes out, she fights, she tries everything she can to combat the monster HAVOC. But with a bum wing, it's not going to happen. Let me just point this out. This is another reason why TNA wrestlers need not act. I just want to put this out there. I like TNA. Everybody knows that. I like TNA more than anything else. More than any other ones. To me, they are the number one. Everybody else likes WWE. For me, it's TNA's number one. TNA and ROH are my 2 favorites. And then you got 2CW, upstate New York, upstate wrestling up in Rochester, New York. And then it goes on and on and on. I can name them all off, but this isn't about that. I'll do that another time in the Ratt Report. And, you know, they should not act. Gail Kim dislocated shoulder is the story, but I've dislocated my shoulder. I've seen Sanjay Dutt dislocate his shoulder and come right out during an Ultimate X match and almost win the title, almost win the match. Oh, almost won the match. Sanjay Dutt, that poor guy. He comes so close. Anyway, let's move on. I'll do a story about him in the Ratt Report. And they start fighting outside the ring, and they finally make it in the ring. And it's just an all-out destruction. Like I said, Gail Kim tried. She tried to do the eat defeat on her twice, but HAVOC is just she got advantage of the match. She took advantage of the match at the beginning of the night before this main event occurred. They did a good job at building it up, but I wish they would have done better. The very first time they met in the night, they should have had it right there. I'm sorry, but they should have had it right there only because the way they did it. Or they should have saved that and brought it to the front of the show and had that outside exchange before Gail Kim got hurt, made that main event, because that exchange was main event material. A lot better than the main event that they actually had. But all in all, HAVOC wins. She gave her that HAVOC hammerlock driver, hammerlock spine buster combination. She had her in the spine buster, or the hammerlock, and she gave her the bear hug style, and then she gave her that spine buster devastating move, and then she choke slams her, pins her. 1, 2, 3. Cameras go to the Wolves next week. Listen, HAVOC is your new Knockouts champion. Woo! Yay! Way to go, HAVOC. Way to go. Alpha female, if you're watching this, you really should come back to TNA and take on HAVOC for that title. That would be better than the matches you had there before. Until then, Bound for Glory, Velvet Sky, and HAVOC are already signed for a match. Gail Kim might get involved in that. I don't know. It just happened. I don't know anything about nothing right now. I haven't read any dirt sheets yet. I watched it. I came in, decided to do this right now, and I'm about to end it. And I'll figure out what's gonna happen for Bound for Glory. If the Knockouts title is gonna be Velvet Sky versus HAVOC for the Knockouts title, or if it's Gail Kim. Gail Kim has 1 year to follow through with her rematch clause. All champions everywhere have 1 year to. It's a clause. Every time you hold a title, you lose it, you have a rematch clause. You have 1 year to get it. 1 year to cash in. I'd like to see that at Bound for Glory. That would be epic. That would be great. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the show. I kind of veered off a little bit. I'm a bit tired. It's been a long day. It's been an awesome day, but it's been a long day. So 53 minutes, and I'm cutting this off. I did not want to talk this long, but I ramble on. So anyway, this is Ratman Rich Fulmer, and this is your Ratt Report. Come down and check us out. Talking about pro wrestling, indie to TNA. Like my page, The Ratt Report, and find me on Twitter at This Is Ratman, and find me on YouTube at Rattocrat. That's right, Rattocrat. It's like being a rat and being a Democrat at the same time. It kind of fits. It's my own religion. RWO. It's my own religion. Rattocrat. It's my own political party. If I'm going to run for president, I'm going to be a Rattocrat. And that's that. And I would win because I think I'd get a lot of votes, because I would change a lot of things, like legalizing things, not bad things. So with that note, this is Ratman Rich Fulmer, and this is your Ratt Report.